What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny back again with another episode of Mr. Calloway's View of the World. Once again, thanks for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, all of that good stuff. And let's go. Okay, today, I want to talk about two things that I think that could help everyone out in life. You see, we're kind of wired to be negative naturally. The music around us is negative. Most of the food is negative. 90% of the content on our everyday life is negative. So we don't even realize that we're always constantly fighting a battle between being negative and positive within ourselves, within our own minds. So the two things that I want to really touch on today are perspective and gratitude. And those are two things that I think could take you a long way in life if you develop both of those. So this may sound crazy, but the first thing that I say to myself every morning when I wake up is thank you. Because I'm alive, my body works, and I'm able to get up and make today better than yesterday. And I'm able to get up and do something that can contribute to my future. See, it's easy to get stuck on a bad day, a bad vibe, a bad interaction. But every day that you wake up, it's a new day. Yesterday's dead. You have a fresh start to reach your dreams, your goals, and to knock down any roadblocks that are standing in front of you. So being grateful is all about perspective. These things go such hand in hand. See, I grew up in poverty. So there was a lot of times that we didn't have lights in the house, or we didn't have gas, or sometimes we didn't even have water. And the perspective at that current time was, man, we're poor, I'm unhappy, I hate this life. But as a grown man, I realized that I was blessed because I had a mother and a father. I can sit here today and say my entire life I have had 100% access to my father whenever I wanted to. And I understand most men, regardless of the color, most women, regardless of color, no matter money, background, a lot of individuals can say that they've had a father their entire life. So yeah, I grew up in a poor environment. There were bad times. But I watched my dad get up and go to work, no matter what. Rain, snow. I watched him walk out that door, walk to the metro stop, go to work, come home. Never made more than $8 or $9 an hour. He always got paid cash because he had jobs, so he got paid under the table. But he did what he could for his family. And if I don't have a father like that, I don't know if I develop a work ethic. I don't know if I learned that no matter what, you get up and you keep fighting. And you keep trying, and you keep clawing. I'm very grateful for my father. But as a youth, I didn't appreciate him. When we were poor, I blamed him. When times got hard, I blamed him. If I couldn't get a new pair of Jordans, I blamed him. Not realizing that every day that man walked out the house, he never had to come back. He didn't owe my mother anything. He came back home every day simply because he wanted to be a father. And as a grown man, I respect him and appreciate him so much for that. Because I for sure took him for granted when I was a kid. And that's why I say be grateful. Because here I am as a poor kid, but with two parents that both love me, regardless of the relationship they have with each other. They both love their child. There's kids that grow up wealthy in mansions with private jets. They have toxic parents. They get abused. They get their confidence destroyed. They get talked bad to. None of those things ever happen to me. And that's why I say gratitude is needed for all of us. Because no matter what situation we're in, no matter how bad it may be from our point of view, there's always someone out there that would love to have your bad days. And that's what you got to remember. And it's crazy even to think about that your bad days are someone else's. This ain't so bad after all. Makes you step back and realize you got to stop taking yourself so serious. And the second side of this is the perspective side. And you'll be amazed to realize that a lot of the disagreements that we go through in life are all about perspective. Most of the times when we don't get along with people, it's all about perspective, different angles that we're looking at a situation. I didn't even know that you could look at stuff from a different angle for a while. I think a lot of our youth, a lot of people just in society generally still to this day don't realize you can look at things from a different perspective. Everything isn't math. Math, 2 plus 2 is 4. 5 plus 5 is 10. That's math. That's one route to get to where you need to go. When it comes to police violence, inner city violence, gang violence, single mothers, mass incarceration, we have a bad habit of saying this is the reason, this is the reason, this is the reason. And what that habit has done is it has seeped into everything that we can access. And it's shutting down room for disagreements or different perspectives. I think it's pretty disheartening. The school never taught me about Thomas Sowell. That I never heard of Walter Williams. That I never heard of Larry Elder. But I knew who Jesse Jackson was. I knew who Al Sharpton was. School taught me about Martin Luther King. Said nothing about Malcolm X. Or Marcus Garvey. Or Frederick Douglass. Or Booker T. Washington. Or Madam C.J. Walker. Or Ida B. Wells. So these are all super accomplished black people that if I knew someone that looked like me back in the 1800s was starting their own school, there's no way in hell all we are producing is rappers and actors. We would be producing kids that are making companies that will put Elon Musk, Tesla to shame. But the media has done a good job of basing our perspective around the now. The gun violence, the homicides. That's our perspective. That's our reality. That's how big our world is. That's what we can see. That's all we know. So to fix a lot of the problems that we're going to have, got to change our perspective. And once you change your perspective, you naturally just become more grateful. Like it just kind of they go so hand in hand. They tie so well with each other. You can't have one without the other. And once you start being grateful, you just naturally become a little happier every day. You don't have time for negative energy. It's like negative things still happen, but they just pass by. And the happy moments stick with you. Because you understand that's life. That's the biggest key to being peaceful, is inner happiness. And you achieve inner happiness through changing your perspective, changing the way that you view this world. Hope to keep inspiring people to look at life from a different perspective, from a different angle, to always be open-minded to learn something new. You know, the craziest part about new information is once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. It's there forever. It sticks with you until you learn something newer than that, and then it comes in and replaces the old ideas or the old ways. And the more you consistently are grateful and you show gratitude and you look at things from a different perspective, it becomes habit. And a habit changes the way that you live your life. So let's keep creating good habits. Let's start being grateful every day. Let's start looking at life from a different perspective. Let's take back control of ourselves. One thing I will always say is that if you don't control your emotions will control you. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening to me talk. Enjoy your day. I'm out.